This storm front coming through. A lot different conditions than yesterday. Whoa! Holy crap! Woo! I don't even know if I can get a composition out of this. Alright, I think I'm going to put this away before I fall off this cliff. Woo! Yes, that was me about 2 weeks ago in the Scottish Highlands in some of the most incredibly harsh conditions I've ever been in. It was an amazing time and one of the most amazing 2 weeks of my life. I have to thank Nigel Danson, the most amazing landscape photographer, for inviting me, and Rhiannon Lawler and Rick Bebbington for their company and great tips and mentorship for all of us to get together and just experience the Scottish Highlands at its raw nature of blustery wind, beautiful skies, rain, sleet, hail, snow, you name it. And the conditions were incredible. I learned so much on what I would call a photography fellowship, and I have so much footage and things to go through, so stay tuned because there will be a video coming out on that. But for today, I come to you from Lofoten, Norway. How I got here is another story, but I'm here a couple of weeks after being in Scotland, and I'm looking forward to a great week here with my buddy Rachel Jones-Ross, astrophotographer extraordinaire, and considering the weather report for this week, we're going to be needing some help in finding some holes in the ceiling of these clouds. But if not, we're going to take some time learning about how to deal with conditions that you wouldn't ordinarily expect, conditions that you wouldn't get up in the morning for, the conditions that if it was like this at 4 a.m., I would roll over and go right back to bed. But we're going to talk today about how important it is for you to get out and shoot. Part of what I'm going to talk about on this video today is related to one of my favorite photographers, Ansel Adams, and I think we're going to go through some of his philosophy in photography and composition and shooting as we take you through this journey this week of whatever the weather has to offer, which as you can see right now is not much. So I hope you'll subscribe, like, ring that bell below for alerts and to when my Scottish Highlands video comes out. But in the meantime, enjoy, and we're going to talk about some tips today that I think is going to be helpful for you. So let's do this.
As the clouds hung low over the rugged peaks of Lofoten, I remembered the wisdom of Ansel Adams. You don't take a photograph, you make it. This philosophy was particularly poignant as the weather is often seen as a barrier rather than an opportunity. As I stood before the breathtaking landscapes, I found it essential to embrace the rain, for it can often enrich the scene with an ethereal quality that sunlight cannot replicate. This week, I decided to adapt my mindset and embrace the elements. As we ventured outside, camera in hand, I allowed the rain clouds and wind to transform my surroundings into a living canvas. The water created a shimmering effect on the landscape, and puddles became reflective pools that could capture the essence of the sky above. I looked for compositions that initially seemed unremarkable. A weathered rock, the interplay of light and shadow, waterfalls leading into open vistas. These simple elements, when framed thoughtfully, can yield stunning results. It's important to remember the challenge posed by inclement weather can ignite creativity. Each scene holds potential waiting to be unearthed. Seek compositions that tell stories. The way a winding path leads your eye towards a mist-shrouded mountain, or how reflections shimmer on a puddle-strewn surface. Each moment is a canvas awaiting your vision.
Once again, we're in a situation where the weather frankly sucks. But there's always a shot to be had. Sometimes you gotta make the shot. Sometimes the shot's right in front of you. I'm gonna try to get this waterfall here and see behind me and see what we can do. I'll flip it around, show you what's going on. Got a long shutter speed here going with an ND filter, and take the shot.
The unpredictable weather may discourage many, but within these very conditions lies profound potential for extraordinary imagery. So venture out and let the rain be your creative partner. You'll learn that success often emerges from the most unexpected moments, revealing the artistry you never knew you possessed. Embrace the challenge and make your photographs come alive amidst the storm. On those dreary, rain-soaked Norwegian winter days, with little promise of seeing any sun, let alone the aurora at night through the clouds, we looked for other things to do. While others immersed themselves in the warmth of local shops, I ventured forth camera in hand with a determination to explore the beauty often overlooked in such weather. I put my drone up whenever I could to improve my chances of finding a composition. As I wandered, I recalled Ansel Adams' wisdom. There are no rules for good photographs. There are only good photographs. This thought inspired me to seek out unique compositions, reminding me that creativity thrives even in the most uninviting conditions. There, amidst the mist, stood a worn-out red barn, its rustic charm resonating with a history kept alive by the elements. I wandered upon local graffiti adorning a building, telling stories of community spirit amidst the gloom. I captured school children laughing on an outing, their joy illuminating the gray backdrop. In the middle of nowhere, a colorful tractor stood as a bold contrast to its surroundings, inviting the lens to embrace its vibrancy. These moments, often dismissed by the casual observer, transformed into some of my favorite shots, a testament to the beauty found in the unexpected. Remember, sometimes great photographs lie in a journey just waiting to be discovered. Many photographs come about due to pure luck, moments that occur without the photographer's control, such as weather conditions, being in the right place at the right time, or serendipitously coming across a scene or interaction that was perfectly set up, yet totally unexpected. But there's also a science behind a good shot. Knowing where to stand, as Ansel Adams stated, is everything. Finding a composition in a puddle reflecting the sky and waiting for the sun to shine through the clouds just as the light kicks off takes a combination of both luck and knowledge of the weather forecast. As I stood literally 2 feet from the famous Dragon's Eye rock at Uticliff Beach, I looked down and saw an amazing composition being ignored by the tourists waiting in line just 2 feet away to shoot the classic Instagram shot. And yes, I did take that one as well. But I knew the light was just about to blow up, and I set up my camera to capture the reflections in the scene that was right in front of me. Picking a spot where the lights will come on just at blue hour, so that one can catch the reflections in the water, takes local expert knowledge as well as where to be and where to stand. Predicting when and where there will be a break in the clouds, shout out to Rachel Jones-Ross's undefeated expertise in gap finding, can mean the difference between a drab set of pictures or an amazing sunset, or even an aurora capture. Despite the difficult conditions and the unusual rainy winter weather for Norway, using the gap-finding experience of Rachel Jones-Ross and the local knowledge of Norwegian photographer Fred Holofoten, we were able to set ourselves up to capture some of the most magnificent scenes I've ever encountered. One night, the science predicted there would be auroral activity, as well as a slight chance of a gap in the clouds in a small section of the Lofoten Islands about an hour north of our cabins. Cautiously optimistic, we ventured out at midnight to see what we could find. As we approached the beachhead, the clouds were still ever present, but they had the characteristic green glow of an aurora kicking off. As Ansel Adams once noted, we got there just when God was ready to have us click the shutter.
Well, we have officially Aurora. Woo! Unbelievable. I can't believe it, but there is a huge aurora up there. You can see those ribbons all around me. Just incredible.
Holy shit!
Oh, look at that. We got dancing aurora here.
As the clouds parted, one of the most amazing auroras I've ever seen lit up the sky, with dancing curtains, a full-blown corona circling overhead, and reflections in every direction with brilliant neon green and magenta brilliance lighting up the sky. It was to be 6 hours of sheer joy standing on that beach with snow-capped mountains and waves crashing that would reaffirm to me the power of nature, the reality of science, and the presence of a higher being. It was a night I will never forget.
Well, it's our last day. First day of full sun. But last night was just an incredible show of aurora. I've never seen lights dancing like that in my life. It's such a privilege to be able to be here, to be able to be healthy enough to be outside, to enjoy this gorgeous place that we are in. And still got one more day. Let's see how it goes.
Prior to leaving Lofoten, there was one special place that I wanted to visit. In the small fishing village of Henningsvær lies the most famous and most beautiful football pitch in the world. No matter what the weather was, I was determined to see this renowned place before leaving Norway. Set against the backdrop of towering mountains, the stunning ocean, and multiple small scattered islands, this stadium is a photographer's dream location. As I stood in the center of the pitch and lifted my drone up to the skies, I felt so privileged to be here and witness the beauty of this magnificent place. I've seen multiple pictures and documentaries that included this site, and I was determined to get the best shot. But while standing there, instead of focusing on the photograph, I took time to take in the magnificent scenery around me, to reflect on my week here in Lofoten, the many memories made, and how just being outside with a camera in hand made me more aware of my surroundings, the people I came in contact with, the new friends that were made, and the beauty of nature and the world we live in.
Well, there's not a better way to say goodbye to this beautiful country, Norway and Lofoten Islands, than to be here in the center of the famous soccer pitch in Henningsvær, a beautiful fishing village out in the middle of the ocean here. And boy, it has been just a spectacular trip. I can't thank my amazing guides, Fred, the Norwegian tracker extraordinaire and photographer, and my great buddy and friend, Rachel Jones-Ross. It has been one hell of a week, and we have had a fantastic time despite the elements, despite the rain, despite the weather. We've made the most of it, found those holes in the clouds, found that aurora, found those sunsets, and found that camaraderie, fun, and general great time of being out in the great outdoors and nature and exploring this world of ours. What a fantastic, fantastic trip. Make sure if you enjoyed this video to like and subscribe below. Leave a comment because it really means a lot to me to get to know you. And until next time.